Hello everyone, my name is Teresiana Cornelia Vianti. Today I want to reading. The title is Climate Anxiety and the Psychology of Environmental Awareness. As a scientific evidence of climate change becomes increasingly conclusive, public awareness of environmental risk has intensified. Alongside this awareness, a growing psychological phenomenon known as climate anxiety has emerged. Climate anxiety refers to chronic fear, distress, or helplessness associated with the perceived inevitability of environmental degradation. While not classified as a clinical disorder, it represents a significant emotional response to global ecological uncertainty. Climate anxiety is particularly prevalent among younger generations who are confronted with projections of long-term environmental decline. Unlike immediate threats, climate change unfolds gradually, making it difficult to conceptualize and emotionally process. This temporal ambiguity often produces a sense of powerlessness as individuals struggle to reconcile personal actions with the scale of the problem, recycling, reducing consumption, or adopting sustainable lifestyles may feel insignificant when contrasted with industrial emissions and seismic inaction. Psychologically, climate anxiety reflects a tension between knowledge and agency. Increased access to scientific information enhances understanding of environmental risk, yet it does not necessarily provide clear pathways for meaningful intervention. This imbalance can lead to emotional paralysis characterized by avoidance, denial, or disengagement. In some cases, individuals cope by distancing themselves from environmental discourse altogether, despite acknowledging its importance. However, climate anxiety is not inherently detrimental when accompanied by social support and constructive outlets. It can motivate civic engagement and collective action. Research in environmental psychology suggests that emotions such as concern and fear can catalyze pro-environmental behavior if individuals perceive their actions as socially supported and politically relevant. Thus, the psychological impact of climate awareness depends largely on contextual factors rather than on information alone. Educational institutions play a critical role in shaping this context. Environmental education that emphasizes systemic solution, collective responsibility, and political participation can transform anxiety into empowerment. By framing climate change as a shared challenge rather than an individual burden, educators can mitigate feelings of isolation and despair. Moreover, integrating emotional literacy into climate education helps individuals recognize and manage their response more effectively. Ultimately, climate anxiety reflects a rational reaction to an unprecedented global crisis. Rather than dismissing it as irrational fear, societies must address its underlying causes through transparent communication, inclusive policy making, and meaningful opportunities for participation by acknowledging the psychological dimensions of environmental awareness. It becomes possible to foster resilience and sustain long-term engagement with climate action. And then the second title, Cultural Memory and the Construction of Collective Identity. Cultural memory plays a fundamental role in shaping collective identity, functioning as a shared reservoir of narrative symbols and interpretations of the past. Unlike individual memory, which is rooted in personal experience, cultural memory is socially constructed and transmitted across generations through language, rituals, education, and media. It provides communities with a sense of continuity, legitimacy, 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 and belonging, while simultaneously influencing how societies understand themselves in the present. At its core, cultural memory is selective. Societies do not remember the past in its entirety, rather, they emphasize certain events while marginalizing or forgetting others. This process of selection is rarely neutral. Political interests, power relations, and ideological frameworks often determine which histories are preserved and which are silenced. As a result, cultural memory can serve both as a tool of cohesion and a mechanism of exclusion, reinforcing dominant narratives while suppressing alternative voices. National identities offer a clear illustration of this dynamic. Foundational myths, heroic figures, and commemorative practice are commonly institutionalized through monuments, national holidays, and school curricula. These representation foster unity and shared pride, yet they may oversimplify complex historical realities by presenting the past as a coherent and morally unambiguous narrative. Cultural memory can obscure internal conflicts, injustices, and contradictions that are essential to a more honest understanding of history. In the context of globalization, cultural memory faces no challenge. Increased mobility, digital communication, and transnational media flows expose societies to multiply, and often competing historical narratives. Migrant communities, for example, may maintain memories that diverge from dominant national histories, creating layered identities that resist singular definitions. This plurality can enrich cultural dialogue, but it can also prevent tension when established narratives are questioned or destabilized. Digital technology has further transformed the production and circulation of cultural memory. Social media platforms, online archives, and virtual museums democratize access to historical materials and enable grassroots participation in memory making. However, they also accelerate the spread of misinformation and fragment collective attention. The abundance of digital memory does not guarantee depth or accuracy. Instead, it often favors immediacy and emotional resonance over critical reflection. Understanding cultural memory as an active and contested process is crucial for navigating contemporary identity debates. Rather than treating memory as a fixed inheritance, societies must recognize their responsibility in shaping how the past is interpreted and transmitted. Inclusive and critical engagement with cultural memory can foster dialogue, promote historical continuity, and support more pluralistic forms of collective identity and in increasingly incremented world. And the last title, The Paradox of Technological Efficiency in Modern Society. And the last title, The Paradox of Technological Efficiency in Modern Society. In contemporary discourse, technological advancement is frequently equated with efficiency, productivity, and progress. Digital tools promise to reduce human effort, accelerate communication, and optimize decision making across sectors. However, despite unprecedented technological capacity, modern societies often experience intensive workloads, cognitive overload, and diminishing well-being. This paradox raises critical questions about whether technological efficiency generally liberates individuals or supply restructures labor in ways that amplify pressure and dependency. Historically, technological innovation emerged as a response to human limitation from the mechanization of agriculture to the automation of manufacturing. Tools were designed to reduce cycle labor and increase output. In theory, such developments should have resulted in greater leisure time and improved quality of life. Yet empirical evidence suggests that efficiency gains frequently lead to higher expectations rather than reduced demands. As tasks become easier to perform, institutions often respond by increasing volume, speed, or complexity, thereby neutralizing an internet benefits of efficiency. In the digital age, this phenomenon is particularly visible in professional environments. Email, instant message, and collaborative platforms have eliminated spatial and temporal barriers to communication. While these tools enable rapid coordination, they also blur the boundaries between work and personal life. Employees are increasingly expected to remain accessible beyond traditional working hours, leading to chronic stress and attentional fragmentation. Efficiency in this context becomes a mechanism for extending labor rather than minimizing it. Moreover, technological efficiency reshapes cognitive processes. Algorithmic systems filter information, recommend decisions, and automate judgment. Although this reduces the burden of routine tasks, it may also hurt critical thinking and autonomy. When individuals rely excessively on automated systems, they risk losing the capacity to evaluate information independently. The confidence of efficiency thus conceals a potential decline in human agency and reflective reasoning. The paradox is further complicated by economic incentives. In competitive markets, organizations that fail to adopt efficiency enhancing technologies risk obsolescence. Consequently, efficiency becomes a normative standard rather than a strategic choice. This conclusion fosters a cycle in which technological adoption accelerates, regardless of its social or psychological consequences. Individuals must adapt continuously, often without adequate institutional support or ethical consideration. Addressing this paradox requires a redefinition of efficiency itself, rather than measuring success solely in terms of speed or output. Societies must consider sustainability, human well-being, and cognitive integrity. Technological tools should be evaluated not only by what they enable us to do faster, but also by how they shape our values, behaviors, and relationships. Without such reflection, efficiency may remain an illusion that promises liberation while delivering constraint. Okay guys, that's all for me. Thank you.